My name's Allison Young. I kind of go by Ali Young, as most people might know me. I started about 4 years ago. My husband, he actually comes to Excel, so it was kind of watching him doing it, and I kind of was always interested, but it didn't kind of suit where it was evening classes. There were no daytime because I've got an 11-year-old boy with special needs, so it was difficult for me to get in evenings. So mine kind of took on like a different way of learning. I started having privates with coaches in day, and then it come to the point when they did move academy and they'd got daytime classes. It can have its other downfalls where I don't get out to meet other parents, sometimes living with special needs, or in Aiden's case autism. It can be challenging, so you're not around people where you think, am I good enough? Am I a good mum? Am I a good wife? So I think with Excel it's been more about, it's not just the fitness, but it's kind of helped my mindset as well, and hopefully kind of be a better person that I can to my son and my husband and my friends. So yeah, it's definitely opened things up a bit. I'd say I think it can be lonely. I think you can feel really isolated, you can suffer depression, you might want to speak to people but you feel like you can't, or people may not understand say why a certain person's got mental health. I think there's lots of reasons, and I'm probably from what I've just said then, it's probably reflecting on myself. Like I said, I'm 43, and I think most of my life I've been really, I've not been very confident. I worry more what other people think of me. So yeah, I think mental health, I think the more, if we can talk about it, or if people say I'm not okay, it's okay not to be okay. The support, like I said, just from people here, this has made a huge difference, especially to me anyway. Yeah, he's 11 years old. He's non-verbal, so he doesn't speak well. He's getting better communication now. He goes to a special school. He used to be in a mainstream school, and funnily enough, we've noticed perhaps in the last 18 months at school, he's changed class. He's really changing more. He's happier. He's settled. That's having kind of a calming effect at home. We're able to bring him not to classes, but he's getting to know the coaches at Excel, so we're trying to get him more independent, socially that way. There's times I think as a parent it's kind of like a very small group when you've got someone with special needs, and I think because with Aiden, well, when you know him, it's quite obvious to see that he's autistic, but you get used to, we don't go many places, and I think that's because before it's kind of the stigma of you get stares or you get comments. So that's in itself, mental health wise, that's kind of been where these days you can just think, I just want to go about my business with my son. But I'm fortunate in the way now he's starting to get a bit of a character. He's saying more words. So as more as there's still difficult days, there's still days where I think, wow, I'm so proud of where we've come, and we're a very tiny little family. But we seem to, once we're all three of us together, it's kind of, it works really well. I'm really proud of him. We've took a huge step. I think it was at Christmas actually, when there was a class in the day, and me and Dave, my husband, we actually wanted to train together, and we thought because it was daytime and quiet, would try if Aiden would sit and watch us in a class. He did. He managed to sit and watch the whole class. It was actually sparring week, and we did find it quite funny that he was actually looking through the gap of the chairs as if to say, Mum and Dad hitting each other. Is that okay? And that was funny, but then when he doesn't say many words and we were coming to end of class and we was doing like exercises and he shouted Mum, and it was like, okay, maybe we've like gone as far as we can, he's had enough. So I said, yeah, and he said, happy. And you just hear that one word and it's just like, this is what it's all for. And then on the way home we was like, wow, that's a massive achievement to have Aiden sat and watch in a class. So I think you just have to kind of work where there's either not too much noise, not too many people, but the way Aiden is at minute, it's like we don't know for the future. Maybe he might one day be able to come to a class, or but yeah, things are definitely. That was a great time. That when he actually could watch us in class, I was proud. I think sometimes it's scary to think if we've not found Excel, and I know a lot of people might say this, but at the time my husband had serious health issues. My weight, I was getting more depressed, I was just getting bigger. It kind of something had to kind of like stop and say, right, we need kind of, and I think because we've kind of changed as life around, or we're seeing more positive now, and I think that has an impact in the home. When we're around Aiden, he's different again, so you think, if your outlook on life changes, and without kind of swapping the subject, but I think as well, it was a few weeks ago where we'll take him every week to a badminton court and play, and now he's moved on to playing like kind of like tennis. To me, it was like, if I can get on a court, which we're planning to in summer, to have a game of tennis with him, it'll be like, a few years back, I never thought fitness-wise I would have been moving around a court, let alone playing with Aiden. So.